So in about 8 minutes or so, you're going to have some information which can help you create some more speed with the driver, but we're not going to start with the driver, we're going to start with an iron. Now I'm going to start by debunking a theory that I hear all too often about how to get more speed out there. Things like using the bigger muscles, using the ground, using your legs. That does help with speed, no doubt about it. We've seen that, there's proof out there. But if you're trying to get more speed, thinking about using the bigger muscles can actually be holding you back. Because what we often see is that we might make a really nice movement back, but the golfers often lunge with the upper body. They often lunge with the legs, and they're often trying to focus on those bigger muscles. Now the bigger muscles are stronger, but that doesn't mean they're faster. What is faster is your hands and your arms, and what we have to appreciate and understand is how to use and take advantage of the weight of the golf club, which is down here. Just watch what happens if I took my 7-iron and I'm going to hold the top of the grip with my index finger and my thumb, and I'm going to hold the bottom of the grip with, again, my index finger and my thumb. I've got very little control of that golf club. I can just about support it. But from a pretty normal setup, using the weight of the club and feeling that weight, if I start with the club a little bit forward of the ball and just start to put a little bit of momentum in it, you'll notice that the club head swings. And if I just let that club swing, you'll notice that what it's doing, it's making this really nice shape around my body. And just look how far that club head is actually traveling. That's a fair distance, but there's not really a lot of leg action, there's not really a lot of upper body action, but I'm just really utilizing the speed and the weight of that golf club. I'm really taking advantage of the way that the club is designed. What wouldn't make a lot of sense is to hold the club this way and then to kind of have tension in my arms and my wrists and use bigger muscles. That just wouldn't work. So if you feel like, you know, with the driver, or even with your irons, you feel like you're almost lunging at the golf ball, it feels uncontrolled, it may well be because you're focusing on the wrong thing. What we need you to do is really get comfortable with using the weight of the golf club. So try this exercise. You might need to be at a drive range for this, and it may need to be a drive range with not a lot of people around. So you're going to take a setup, ball on a tee with a 7-iron, finger and thumb on both hands, ball teed up, and I'm literally going to let the club swing back, let the club swing through, and just let the ball get in the way of that motion. Okay, not a bad little shot. Look where that club has finished, all the way around my shoulder. Now, did I try and get it there? Absolutely not. What I did is I set the golf club, I put some move and some motion in it, I energized it, and it naturally went through over here. My arm naturally folded. I certainly wasn't using those bigger muscles to swing it through. So what about if we pick up the driver, and for this one we've got the blast sensor in the end of my grip, I've got the data coming through on my phone. Now we're going to do another exercise. We're going to start to build up towards that full swing. I've got the ball teed up here. Let's do that a little bit more. Now this time what I want you to do is take this golf club in your trail hand. So for me that's my right hand. And I'm going to start with that club a couple of feet in front of the ball. Relaxed arm, relaxed hand. And I'm going to put some energy into that club head. And I'm going to let that club head swing around my body. You can see that there, again, still not much leg action, not much shoulder turn, but I'm really starting to feel that that club head has got some speed around my body. But it's just its natural movement, I'm just allowing it to happen. Now what about if I did this, try to put a little bit more speed in, and then added a little bit of body turn. Well, suddenly I've got a swing which is actually relatively quick. And with any luck, a bit of pressure on me here, I can sort of prove that, because we're going to measure the swing speed on the blast. Okay, so clubbing behind the ball, one-handed, and I'm just going to put some energy in the club and just support it with my body. Terrible result. Way off the toe, low left, but let's have a look at the speed. Okay, 92 miles an hour. 92 miles an hour one-handed, without really focusing on using the bigger muscles, without turning the shoulders, turning the hips, using the ground. What I did is I took advantage of the weight of the club. I let it swing around my body. I tried to do that with a bit of speed and then supported it with body movement. So how do we take that into a golf swing? And we're going to hit a drive in a moment with two hands. But how do you actually build this into your golf swing? Well, this is how I want you to start. I want you to take an address. I want you to put the club forward as you did before. And I want you to just let that club head swing around your body. Now we've got both hands on. We should have a little bit more speed, simply because we've got both hands on. But again, I'm relaxed. I'm letting that club swing naturally around my body. And if I do this naturally, what I'm also going to get is a great shaper swing. Because that's where the weight of the club wants to go. I'm never going to be taking it in here. I'm never going to be taking it up here because that's unnatural. If we put some momentum in the club, it's always going to find and follow this really nice arc or plane around my body. So this is also brilliant for controlling or understanding or achieving a better shape of swing. Yes, that needs to be supported with a body turn. I'm not saying it doesn't. And if you want to get 100, 120, we need that body to work. We need that sort of push from the ground. But it's not where most of the speed comes from. Most of the speed comes from your hands and your arms. And like I say, taking advantage of that club and how it's designed. So this one, with any luck, should be above 100. I'm sort of high teens normally, but I'm still going to feel and sense the weight of that club moving around my body. Felt pretty good. 119 miles an hour. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to get 119 miles an hour, but if you can get in the 90s, you're going to be above average. That's going to massively help you when you're on the golf course. So don't always think about using the bigger muscles. Understand how the club is designed, how to get it moving around your body. You might hit some longer drives.